On Easter Sunday, millions of us will be tucking into delicious chocolate eggs as the Christian world celebrates. But while many will be at least vaguely familiar with the story of Easter, its relation to eating mountains of oval-shaped chocolate treats is less clear. So how did it come about? Easter celebrates the resurrection of Jesus after his crucifixion. Christians believe Jesus was crucified on Good Friday and rose again 3 days later. The 3 days are known as the Easter Triduum.Even. Before the birth of Christianity, the egg was seen as a symbol of spring, a celebration of the rebirth and reinvigoration after the harshness of winter. That's why the Mesopotamians, an ancient Christian community living in an area roughly covered today by Iraq, Syria, and Kuwait, used to stain eggs red to symbolize the blood of Christ. Eggs would then be cracked against one another, leaving just empty shells, or symbol of the empty tomb Jesus left behind. The tradition survives today in the shape of egg rolling, representing the rolling away of the rock from Jesus' tomb. Over time, Easter eggs became more and more elaborately decorated, perhaps most famously by Russian jeweler Peter Carl Fabergé, creator of the priceless Fabergé eggs, as Easter gifts for Tsars Alexander III and Nicholas II. The introduction of chocolate eggs is a relatively new phenomenon, originating in France and Germany in the 19th century. And as chocolate production became more sophisticated, the Easter festival, like Christmas, became more marketable. Nowadays, Easter is a big deal commercially. Retailers and manufacturers love to get in on the holiday and persuade us to part with our cash by buying Easter eggs, cards, and anything depicting bunnies. And it could get even bigger if campaigners get their way and Easter becomes a fixed date in the calendar. Easter is currently a movable feast, a date determined by the lunar calendar, rather than the normal Gregorian or Julian calendars, which follow the cycle of the sun. This means the bank holiday weekend full of celebrations has many of us needing a last-minute dash to the shops to buy all our Easter goods. We can thank the Germans for the Easter bunny.Originally and Easter hare, a buck-toothed bringer of chocolate to the kids that have behaved themselves, was first mentioned in German literature in 1682. The tradition stuck and has led to the Easter bunnies you see on the shelves today, as well as the expectation for a delivery of Easter eggs on the day. Hot cross buns are a traditional snack for this time of year. You probably noticed your local store stocked full of them on your last trip to the supermarket. Scoffed on Good Friday, they mark the celebration of the end of Lent.The cross on the top represents the crucifixion of Christ, and the spices inside remind Christians of the spices put on his body. If you haven't already had enough of the tasty treats, it's not too late to pick some up. Check out our handy guide to supermarket opening times this bank holiday weekend.And if you are planning on doing a spot of deal, we've got the Easter opening hours for Wix, B&Q and more here.